Peace be with you. Welcome to Healing Life with Positivity 24/7, 365, 365 and 24/7, where we obsessively, compulsively, and or deliberately just focus on all things positive. If this is your first time coming to the platform, welcome. I'm so glad to see you. Listen, this is a platform that I have consciously, deliberately, consistently dedicated to my inner child. She is so happy about it. And from my inner child to your beautiful inner child, welcome. I just want you to know that you should really be proud of yourself with how far you've come, with what it is that you're doing. You've made some really good mistakes, right? This is just an immediate, I feel like, universal message. So I'm just going to be obedient and let that truth flow, right? So being honest with ourselves. If you're returning back to the channel, then you already know. I thank you for being here. I'm so glad that you brought your adult self by way of not ignoring your inner child and or continuing and giving that inner child permission to heal. I hope that we get to a point where the inner child is so healed that we just learn to live and overcome. I really feel like we're in that. I'm going to be honest. For those of you that are still on your healing journey, I wish you so much peace, love, and light. I always like to start these spiritual sessions out with taking a really nice deep breath. By way of inhaling, just nice fresh air, and then we're going to hold it and then release it, okay? So I kind of cheated. I just took a deep breath. But now I'm going to do it here with you, okay? So here we go. In through the nose and out through the mouth. You're not in a rush. We don't have to hurry this breath. You know, you can't mess it up, okay? So if you make a mistake, I'm sure it's going to be a really good one. And it'll just teach you a little bit more about what it is that you need to do next time. So nevertheless, let's take a deep breath. I like taking those deep breaths because, again, it reminds us to go with the flow. Just go with the flow, the ebb and flow, moving forward, right? Letting go. Whatever happened this morning, it's over. Hopefully it was a good morning. If it wasn't, it's over. Either way, be that good, bad, or indifferent, you are now in the now, see in the now, here in the now, current, present moment. Spirit is saying to continue to be present effortlessly. I am present effortlessly. I just heard we have angels on all sides of us. This is going to be the, how do you say, like a channeled message by way of the universe for synchronicities. Catching that spiritual work by way of the synchronicities. Let's just see what's going on by way of the numbers. And what are we seeing? 444 was at the bottom. So you could be seeing 444. Number one is the highest of heights. This is like the Ace of Swords, in my opinion. By way of truth and clarity, this says you are a self-starter with very innovative ways of creating opportunity. Your determination and endurance is powerful, and your will to help others get through rough times and reach success is amazing. I am innovative. You can't mess this up, I keep hearing. So you could be seeing 111, 1111, 1010, the number 1, number 13, ooh, which in a lot of places is kind of taboo. But I promise you, these superstitions, a lot of them are just vain imaginations. Most of them are not real unless you make them real. So what is it that you're allowing to be real? What, how do you say, things have you learned along the way by way of numbers or ideas or illusions that you need to let go of, right? Like my mother used to always say, oh, don't put your purse on the floor. You're not going to have any money. For a long time, I really believed that. One day I was just like, I don't want to believe that. I rarely carry a purse now. I will take a pocketbook, but rarely do I carry a purse. Okay, right? But my mother said that those are superstitions. Things that people project onto you based on what it is that they've learned. And so sometimes we give those things life. I don't know why I thought to connect that to taboo energy with the number 13. If you're knowing like you're knowing, and you know like you know, when you go into the world and you're on the elevator, there is no 13th floor. I remember they had a movie about the 13th floor, right? Something spooky ooky about the number 13. Nevertheless, by way of the universe, 1 + 3 is 4, which represents changes. This says you are a conscious worker with a knack for coming up with creative ideas and turning them into something real. An optimistic but practical outlook keeps you determined and on track as you work steadily towards your goals. I am confident. Ooh, clarify. So I always like to put in there I am a self-starter. I am very conscious. I am somebody who's very powerful. I do have very nice, grounded spiritual endurance. There is nothing that can come up against my good. There's nothing to oppose my good. There's nothing to come up against what it is that I'm speaking by way of the truth onto myself and onto others. It's all good. That's just an impromptu little affirmation. So the number 8, every time I see the number 8, I think of the infinity sign. I think of as above, so below. I think of talent. It says your talent for setting and reaching goals is like no other. So let's just say that together. My talent, you know, the talent that I have, those talents, more than one, plural. Okay. It's amazing. I have a great talent for reaching and setting goals and accomplishing them. I just heard. I am a self-sufficient, capable of doing anything by way of my ambitions. The number 8 represents the ebb and flow. Ooh, the infinite loop of creation. I am successful. Yeah, talk about breaking up the monotony by way of speaking beautiful things onto yourself. It's always going to be the best deal that you will make. I keep seeing 444, so I'm going to take it. Like, that's like the second time I've seen it, and I don't feel like it's a coincidence. This is what's so funny. The number 17, 1 plus 7 is 8. So the number 8, this infinity in energy, this as above, so below, I'm getting eternal life, eternal gratitude. I am eternally grateful. I am eternally capable. I've always been capable. I've always been protected. I've always been well. I'm getting always an infinity, infinite, right? Yeah, your soul has been on a journey, and here you are again, having somewhat of a very physical experience, but now your spirituality supersedes any life that you've ever had. You are an ascended master. I am an ascended master. Welcome. So this says the number 17, the angels are telling you that the quality of your work can produce when you are really going at things alone is almost unbelievable. You are an independent and or creative person who is just as independent and ambitious and capable of performing every step of the way with efficiency and focus and skill. So this gives me independent working, you know. It's almost like there are some things that you have to do alone, and there are some things that you have to do well with others. And so you speak that into your life. You know, I work really well with myself, but I also work well with others. I communicate and speak my truth peacefully. One thing about teamwork, right, and trying to get something done and or accomplishing something is that everybody has to have the same mindset, the same focus. So communication is so key. Understanding your strong suit, understanding somebody else's strong suit is always going to be vital in that, right? That's what teamwork is, collaborative efforts. You have to be able to communicate well. A lot of situations, unfortunately, are mismanaged because of miscommunication of energy, miscommunication of what one's responsibility is. And that's unfortunate, right? So now that we're in this more fortunate energy, we're now moving towards people that we work well with. I work well with others. I'm in a group where we collaborate well. There's good energy, high vibration. If there's something that needs to be resolved, we understand how to come to a peaceful solution. That is a really long affirmation. I encourage you to just think about it, you know, maybe obsessively, compulsively, deliberately. For the next 365 days at a minimum, the next 24 hours, 7 days a week at a minimum. And, you know, just make that a habit. It's a beautiful way to get addicted to something good. I just heard I am independent. Ooh, 444, okay? So 444 is saying, trust your journey. I trust my journey. Trust your way. I trust my way. Just know that life unfolds in a way that is going to benefit you. Release all miscommunications from the universe in this current moment. It's saying, I am protected. So if you're seeing 444, The universe is reminding you of just how protected you are. I am divinely protected, which means I am being divinely guided by way of my higher version of myself, by way of source of all things. And so for that, it gives me peace and understanding, oh, I'm going the right way. And even if I make what appears to be a wrong turn, there's something there that I'm supposed to learn. And I just kind of reroute myself. Source is saying your foot will never stumble. I'm going to reroute you right back to where it is that you need to go. And it's okay. It's all good. Remember, we're just passing through time, letting the universe know about our experience. Channeling that energy by way of putting it out into the ethers is going to tell the universe how to serve you up your next experience. Be that good, bad, or indifferent. I hope it's all good. Nevertheless, let's just see what other synchronicities we're getting by way of angel messages and numbers. The number 31, it says, I am disciplined. This is giving me being emotionally stable, being emotionally grounded, makes you emotionally mature. In being emotionally mature, you decide where your emotions go, right? You know what it feels like to be emotionally all over the place. And so you're saying, you know what, I'm going to make a decision. Yeah, let's just be emotionally focused. I am in control of my emotions, and so I control them very well. I'm very disciplined. Discipline just reminds me of divinity. It reminds me of obedience. It reminds me of I am obedient to my intuition. And so therefore, emotionally, it helps me to be stable. Being emotionally available for myself, right? It says your approach to life is an effective mix of both practicality and imagination. So you say that to yourself, you know what, my approach to life, it's a very effective mix of both practicality and beautiful imaginations. My mind is stirring with creative ideas. They're all good. And I have great organization skills to manifest the life that I want. And so I do. I manifest them into reality and to life. The number 31, 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 is a real significant number. 8, 4 plus 4 is 8. 7 plus 1 is 8. The numbers have been quite significant. 5, 5 is a master's number. So you could be mastering something that's required for you to go through what could have felt like some uncomfortable changes. But Spirit is saying that it's all good. You're being guided by source of all things to go to where it is you're supposed to go. Wow. Talk about the universe is listening. Let's just see what the Namaste Stress Less cards have to say. Namaste, stress less, listen. Listen to the universe. What is the universe telling us today? What are our instructions? What am I being guided to do? I'm getting a lot of creative energy. So if there's something that you're supposed to be creating, if there's something that I'm supposed to be creating, we're just going to tell source right here, right now. Just kind of reveal to me what it is. If you're like me, you got a lot of gifts, right? I'm good at a lot of things, y'all. Yeah, I'm creatively like, yeah, I can paint, I can do hair, I can draw. Abstract art, right? Not like how my child can draw 3D, like how I'm sitting here, he can draw it. That's a gift. At 8 years old, he was drawing so good. I'm like, yo, that's a gift. But his father is musically inclined. His father is a painter, okay? He comes from a musically inclined family. At 2 years old, he was making beats, right? So what are we naturally good at? This is the one thing I say about children and catering to your inner child. Remembering the things that you did that were so simple, that made you feel happy. You know, like the other day, I thought about buying myself a coloring book because I really love to color. It's so calming. It's so relaxing. Do more of what makes you happy, right? When I remove from my element, okay, creatively, how am I going to make money doing this? And I just go after what it is that I love to do. The universe is saying, listen, we support you. We got your back. Obviously, you got to be realistic. Yes, we need money. We got things in life that, you know, we have to pay for. There's always going to be more than enough by way of resources and abundance by way of money. Doing more of what you love brings more of what you require from the universe, what you need, what you want. Just doing what you love. There's something about it because there's a surrendering in it. right? If I'm really engulfed in coloring something or creating something, or like I like ceramics, I work well with my hands, right? If I'm doing something, I'm so engaged in it. I'm so feeling this peace that goes beyond my expectation of me just, enjoying what it is that I'm doing. Like, wow, have you ever said to yourself, like, I really love this. I'm having a good time, right? Make more time for that and do that. And everything, I promise you, will fall into place. Sometimes we don't know how, but that's really where we leave room and opportunity for miracles to come in. This is where the universe gets a chance to, surprise, surprise type of an energy and give you something that you didn't expect. You were just simply doing what you love. The biggest human mistake that I ever made was asking myself, oh, how can I make money doing this? Right? Or losing the passion for something that I should have moved on from because I needed money. There's a time for everything. There was a time I really enjoyed doing hair. Like, I really enjoyed it. That was my art. I would look at people's hair and be like, wow, I created that? That's amazing. Look at how perfect all the squares are. Now my time, I like watching other stylists do it. I like watching young stylists. I like watching people just make people look beautiful. Like, because I really enjoyed that. Yeah. But that time came where it was like, I don't want to just do it for money. People would offer me money. And people were like, girl, you're crazy. They're telling they'll give you $175. Now, back in the day, $175 for doing hair was a lot. For doing braids, and I didn't have a license. It was something I naturally knew how to do, but it wasn't about that. The time for that was over. I said, nah, I don't want to do it for that. I don't want to feel like I was just doing it because I need $175. No, it'll never be money that is worth it. It'll never be, an attitude of gratitude when you get paid. Why? Because you're going against the grain, doing something. I got to do this for money. So let me just. No, when I did it because I loved it. I did hair for free. And then I got to the point where I was so good, people paid me top dollar. They would tip me $75, $50. That's a big deal. At least 20, 30 years ago it was. Or however, how many years? Was it 25? Okay, divided by 2. All right. Okay, I'm like, well, how is that possible? And I'm only 33 degrees. Nevertheless, listen. So this says, give your mind a treat. Yeah, notice how sometimes when you crave something like pizza or ice cream, oh, God forbid, I'm not doing no dairy, y'all. But whatever it is you think is a treat, this is what this card is saying. When your tummy wants something that it loves, you tend to give it and you tend to give in, and indulge. Let your mind have a treat as well. Where do your thoughts drift to? Do you think about happiness? What does that look like? What does your happy place look like? Think more about that. I know my happy place. I can go there often by way of going within. Nothing's stopping me from imagining what that happy place is. And so you literally are creating a whole nother reality in a way that it's going to manifest in real life. It says this exercise can help you release good hormones and have a positive effect on your physical body. I love it. Listen. This other card says it's not about the destination. It's all about the experience. You don't need to go somewhere to have something to be happy about. The experience is always more memorable than the actual destination or object you desire. If you think more about the destination than the actual journey, then you will miss out on all the lively and lovely experiences while on the way. Don't measure success by where you have been, but by what you have learned in your journeys. It's the process, right? It's on the way to the blessing. What happens in the interim? How am I, processing those experiences? What's happening in between time? Between the time I start and get to my destination? What is happening? How am I feeling? If I'm going from here and I'm driving on a 3-hour road trip, then I need to enjoy the trip. What does that mean? Take in the scenery, look at the sky, listen to the music, pay attention to the trees. What is around me? what is around me by way of enjoying the journey. I promise you, it makes the final destination wonderful. That's something that I really needed to remind myself of. Be aware of how you quantify, success. So this is giving me quality versus quantity type of an energy. Becoming aware of your thought patterns allows you to reduce them. By reducing our thoughts, we have more time to be in the present moment. Ooh, that was a big one. Here's my favorite one, something about breathing. Breathe in this current moment. Relax your eyes and breathe in and out normally. Pay attention to your breathing as if it were a captivating story. What part of your body is doing the breathing? Is it your diaphragm, your chest, or your whole body? How rapid is your breathing? Are your breaths quick or drawn out? Do you find it difficult to breathe? Is that there where the pain is, or is that you holding yourself back from breathing? Access everything you can about your breaths. After, breathe intentionally for 8 minutes. Just by acknowledging your breaths, you give yourself more life and value. This will also allow your mind and body to relax. For the focus is now on your breath and nothing else, nothing else. So, you know, when we sit and we meditate and we do those breathing exercises, right? The mind, if it's overactive, or what I found by way of being so creative, my mind used to drift off into a whole bunch of other stuff that I had to do. Sitting down to meditate with my only responsibility being breathing was not as easy for me as it is now. My mind would be all over the place. I'm like, oh my God, did I take the trash out? Oh my God, did I turn off the stove? Oh my God. You know, like my mind was like, I would be like, okay. Once I got in my mental vortex by way of a mental download, hey, I had to talk to myself. Hey, self, listen, your only responsibility is to be in this current moment. Let's see how long we can sit here and do that. Your only responsibility is to breathe. The mind is so creative. When it's overactive, it'll have you thinking about all kinds of stuff, TV shows and songs you heard. And you're like, why am I thinking about this? I had to learn how to get outside of myself. I still work with myself on this, y'all. Let me just be honest. Okay. I have to get outside of myself and say, why am I thinking about that? What are you thinking about? Because you'll end up in a conversation with yourself, a battle sometimes. Giving yourself excuses why you need to think about something. It's like, no. Remember, out of 24 hours, you told yourself, self, for the next 30 minutes, you're going to sit your ass right here and breathe. The mind will be like, but wait a minute, I need to get an oil change. But wait, is that the mailman? Oh, I hear a dog barking. Oh, hey, no. You said out of 24 hours, you were going to gift yourself with 30 minutes. It's a really small investment on a large scale. When it comes to investing in self, the only responsibility that I have right now is to be in this moment and to take a deep breath. Let me see how long I can do that. There's an exercise where you sit and you count. And you see how long you can count before you think about something else. Remember, listening to instructions. The only responsibility that I have in this moment of meditation is counting. Or the only responsibility that I have in this moment right now is breathing. Breathing and counting. Those are the two responsibilities. Anything else outside of that has to wait. And if the body starts to get antsy or the mind starts to get anxious, you just recognize it. It's when you don't recognize it that you get all over the place, God forbid, like a live wire, like, oh, okay, well, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The longer you go, based on psychology, they said that's how long you can go focusing in on one thing. Remember, in the world, they said that a lot of creative people had ADHD. ADHD is really just an overactive creative mind that needs some direction. It's like a live wire that needs to be redirected. It's energy that needs to be harnessed. It's energy that needs an outlet. Sometimes the mind gets bored and it just wants to shift to something else. But how you do that absolutely will determine where that energy goes, right? By way of focus. So psychology says if you can count up to a certain number, that's how long you can actually hold a single thought. There's people that have mastered it, counted up to 500 without getting interrupted mentally. This is mental interruption. Remember, we can't silence the world. We could by way of just going into our own world. But in reality, the world is not quiet. When I first started that, I couldn't get past 10. My mind was so creative. I'm like, oh my God, I got to call that. In my mind, I was having conversations. Oh my God, I got to call that girl about doing her hair. Oh, did I go pick up my son's this? Oh, did I, da, 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 da. And I had to remember, hey, I had to snap myself. Hey, listen, you're supposed to be counting, lady. That's it. It's 30 minutes out of 24 hours. Do it. And I did. Then I got up to 100. Then I got up to 200 before my thoughts got interrupted by something else, whatever that something else was, right? And then it became a conscious decision to choose what it was that I wanted to focus in on. That's a very powerful exercise. Maybe somebody's going to try it, but I love y'all. Listen, I thank you for being here. I love you so much. Thank you for your love donations. They do not go unrecognized. I am eternally grateful. The universe absolutely knows that. I thank you for being here. So this is the part, newcomers. If you're new and you're still here, I hope you like, love, share, and subscribe so that it helps the platform grow. And it helps this video get out to people that really, really need it, right? This is the point, though, in this message where we wrap our arms around ourselves and we just, you know, hey, self, I just want to remind you, I love you. You are safe. You are well. And let's just be grateful for optimum mental and spiritual health, being grounded. You have survived so much. And you have the power to close those doors and also open new doors. What are we co-creating today? Reminding yourself you have every reason to be here. Hey, self, you got every reason to be here. Just like the birds, the trees, the stars. And the Most High is giving you more than enough energy and light to sustain yourself. There is nothing that can oppose my good. There is nothing that can exhaust my beautiful energy. And so it is so. And then we send that out into the universe and we wait to see what happens. It's so exciting. I love y'all, okay? I love you so very much. Comment down below. Let's get into a conversation. Sometimes your comments help other people. Use your story. Every life is a story that needs to be told. So use it. I love y'all. I really do. I will absolutely see you in the next video. Until then, peace be with you.